guys, this is Music's Camera, and today we are doing episode 2 of The Walking Dead The Game series, The Reviews. And today we are reviewing episode 2 that is called Starve for Help. So if you don't know how these videos will go, it's me basically giving a detailed story and then I'll give you my mini review afterwards. So if you want to just listen to the review, go to the end of the video. Anyway, in episode 2, the episode 2 starts off with the group and the survivors at the motel, and they're running low on food. And then there's Lee, Kenny, and a new recruitment called Mark that go into the woods. And in the woods, they find 2 high school students called Ben and Travis, and their teacher called David, locked up in a bear trap. Not locked up, just his foot locked up in a bear trap. And you get the choice of either chopping off his leg or leaving him in the bear trap. And whatever choice you pick, he will pass out of blood loss. And then you bring all the survivors back to the camp where you stay. But not everyone's happy with that decision, especially Lily, and she transfers the responsibility of feeding everyone because they're running low on food to you. So you have 4 pieces of food, and you give the piece of food to people of your liking. And later on, you meet 2 people called Andy and Danny St. John, and they offer you having dinner at their dairy farm for a bit of fuel from the motel. So Lee, I think it's Lee, Mark, Ben and Connie or Doug, depends on who you saved in the last episode, go to investigate the farm further, so not the whole group comes and then it's a trap, for example. So the farm is protected by an electric fence. So Mark and Lee go, to a different location, but on the farm, like towards the back of the farm. And Mark gets shot with an arrow, like there. In Brenda, when they come back, Brenda's like, "Oh, honey, I'll take you in. I'll clean you up." In that moment, Lee's group come in, and they're like, "What the hell? I thought this place was safe," but it still is safe and everyone, and they stay. And Lee and Danny go off to execute a bandit camp. However, it's not a bandit camp, and you find Clementine's hat for some reason, and also you meet a woman called Jolene, and either you, Lee, or Danny shoot her, just about as she's going to reveal the secret about the farm. And then, and when you return to the dairy farm, you go into the barn and Kenny relays his suspicions on the thing at the back of the farm, where he says, as soon as I got in, Andy, locked it up real tight. So when everyone goes to start for tea, wash their hands and everything, Lee breaks the lock and looks in, and he finds a bloody, bloody meat locker, and he says it's just used for skinning Andy St. John. So Lee has his suspicions, and he goes back to the farmhouse where they're all staying and eating dinner. And then he goes upstairs in suspicion, and he says he's going to wash his hands downstairs, but he manages to step upstairs, and then he sees Mark, your survivor with you, with both his legs chopped off, and he insists to not eat dinner. So Lee rushes down, down the stairs, and goes, "Clementine, no!" And she just doesn't eat, and then everyone's like, Lee, come on, have dinner, you psycho," and stuff. And then he reveals the truth about the farm, and he goes, "This is not a ranch, this is a dairy, so how would they get the meat?" And then Mark comes downstairs with both his legs chopped off, and then the St. John's hit Lee and like put Lee, Kenny, Larry, and Lily in the meat locker, and Clementine, I'm sorry, and leave Katja and Doug. Yep. You see an event, so you think, how would I get this open? And then Larry gets a heart episode once again, and Kenny smashes his head with a salt lick, and then you're like, Lily, can I please borrow some change from Larry's pocket? And she's like, you monster, do what you have to. And she's just not really happy because he smashed her father's head with a salt lick, and then you want more stuff. And then she's like, to me, that means you're more interested in him when he's dead than alive. And you open the event, Clementine goes through, then you she opens the door, you find some weapons in, the slaughterhouse where they skin animals. If I said meat locker before, I'm sorry. And then you hide in a barn stall, and then Danny St. John finds you. And you struggle with him, Kenny's got the gun, you struggle with him and trap his leg in a bear trap, in a random bear trap in the middle of the barn. And he's like, please kill me so you can eat me, or something. I was like, what? No. And then you get the option either to kill him or either to leave him. But if you kill him, Clementine will see and she'll lose some respect for you. And if you leave him, Lily will get angry and she'll go, you kill my dad but you leave him. Really angry. And then you go into the house where Brenda's holding a knife to catch his throat, and she's like, I'll kill her, Lee, I'll kill her. So you try to walk up the stairs, and she eventually gets eaten by the reanimated Walker Mark, and Katja gets saved. And then there comes Andy St. John, which is holding Duck hostage, and Kenny tries to run at him, but he shoots him in his hip, and Lee struggles with him to get the gun, and eventually Lee fails, and Danny holds his head towards an electric fence to get him electrocuted, but Lee manages to punch him several times, and then punch him in the face several times. And after, Andy's like, finish this, Lee, now! And you either get the option to finish him off or leave him, and if you leave him, that's a good choice. Also, the electric fence goes off because the generator goes off with no fuel, and the farm gets overrun, but you and your group leave. And in the woods, you meet this full-on awesome car, with all the supplies you need. And no matter what your decision is, because Clementine says, I don't want to take stuff from there. So, you personally, Lee, as your bomb of Clementine, you'll probably go, no, I don't want it either. But no matter what your decision is, the player's decision, the group will just rampage into the car and steal supplies. And that was basically the whole episode, guys. And this episode was a really, really, really good episode. I mean, I didn't really enjoy the farm. It was good, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was a good episode. How I said, really, really good episode. I enjoyed, the late bit where you fight, but the whole farm, it just so long. You have to go to the generator, go to the toolbox, go to the farm. It's just I wouldn't like to play it, and for that reason I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10. But I'll still recommend it to anyone who wants to play the game. And yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next episode. See you later.